Bing bong, and welcome back to my channel where we talk about all things Transformers and Transformers action figure related. And today in the booth we have the first figure that I've been able to pick up of Wave 1 from the Kingdom War for Cybertron trilogy, and this is the first actual Beast Wars character I have ever owned in my life. This is my review on Optimus Primal. Now, I wasn't actually planning on picking up any of the Beast Wars, if I'm honest. None of them really caught my eye, but then this one did. I don't know what it is about this figure. I think it actually looks pretty dope in both modes, which, you know, I kind of need when I'm picking up a Transformer. So that's why I've picked this one up, and let's just see how this goes. Let's just see. So, as we always do on this channel, we start by having a look at the box art, and this box art is completely different to the way that the War for Cybertron ones have been so far. We get a smaller viewfinder window where we can still see the figure. Nice that we actually still do get to see the figure, but I understand because of sustainability reasons and all this, they want to go a route where there's less plastic being used in the packaging and it's more just around using the card. But what that does give us is a really awesome blown out hand-drawn image now of both versions of the figure. So we get the bot version of Optimus Primal and the gorilla version here. I love it. This is fantastic. Beautiful art on this. Absolutely gorgeous. We get to see the arc here at the top of the volcano, which all looks pretty damn good as well. I like the look of that. Can't wait to pick up the arc later on in 2021. We get the Optimus Primal gorilla on the front, and we get Transformers, Takara Tomy and Authentic. At the top we get Optimus Primal, which you can see just there. We get the Kingdom down the bottom. On the side we get the brand new Kingdom artwork that looks gorgeous. Really like this Kingdom artwork. Galvatron, Black Arachnia, so many nice characters there as well. We can also see Unicron there in the background, and then at the bottom here we get all of the Autobots with the Decepticons kind of closer to the top. Beautiful, nice artwork. Figure on the back, we get Optimus Primal in both modes, and we see that he transforms in 22 steps. Then at the top we get the Maximals badge, which is pretty cool. Nice that they haven't just slapped an Autobot badge there, so really cool. Not sure what these kind of logos are here, if I can just get it in shot. Not sure what these logos are just here, but that's pretty cool. So the box is a little bit different, but really nice. The way that the box art, the presentation on this is very nice. We also get a new inner, so the inner for this is kind of very much a kind of better quality, but he's a Voyager figure, but he's quite a small Voyager figure, so he's in a bigger box. We get this little step that he's kind of tied in on, so he's not as big as some Voyager figures. There's also a little card that comes with this, and that's kind of kept in the back here, but pretty nice little backdrop there. And then we also get the card. So with this one, even though this is Optimus Primal, I got Black Arachnia's card here, so we can get a little bit better focus on this so you can see it. Yeah, you can see, there we go, you can see there. And then when you peel it away, you get some kind of alternative future for Black Arachnia. However, this is written in Cybertronian, and I've tried to decode it, but I can't really find anywhere where the proper decoder is at the moment. If somebody knows where that is, please link that in the bottom for me. The back of your card looks like this as well. Now let's take a look at the main event himself, Optimus Primal in his gorilla mode, and this gorilla here mode is not bad at all. I'm quite impressed by it. As with all Beast characters though, it does have its flaws, but let's just take a look at it as it is. So the head sculpt is really nice on this figure, something I definitely do like. You can see that the fur is molded in to the plastic, actually all over this figure, and it's got a really kind of lifelike face. I don't know what it is, there just seems to be a lot of life within the face of this figure, and I really like it in this mode. As we go down, you can see everything is kind of painted plastic, molded detailing. The chest is very ape-like. You've got toes here with 2 different colors on. The back is where it kind of falls to a little bit of bits, really, because the robot parts start to stick out and he becomes very gappy. I think certainly from this angle he looks great. From the side he starts to fall down, and if I just move the legs back to where they should kind of be for this mode, I think this bit doesn't quite cover all of his robot modesty, if you get what I'm saying. So this comes here, and then the idea is that this kind of covers everything, but just not really. This is what kind of lets the beast modes down for me, that because of the transformation has to happen, it doesn't really ever look like kind of proper beast. There's always gaps all over the place. It would just be better if they did trans metal for all of them, and if a trans metal version comes out of this, I will definitely be picking it up. But out of all the beast modes I've seen so far, this is still my preferred beast mode. Now let's take a quick look at the articulation on this bad boy in this form, and you actually have some pretty good articulation. His head is on a swivel here and actually on a hinge here, so that you can have his head go all the way down and all the way forward. Obviously, if it's all the way forward, there's a massive gap, or you can just look down, but it will move, so that you've got really good kind of range of movement. You can have his head on upside down. Why not? Why not? So anything you want to do with the head is really, really good, really articulated. Arms, full 360 on the arms, and you can also get like the arm hinge comes out a little bit to get a little bit more range of movement, but again, it just creates all those gaps. You can get a good range of movement here. Odd articulation here on the arm, because there's no swivel at the elbow, which is a bit bizarre. You get a hinge here on the elbow, which is nice, but leaves a very flat gap there. But the swivel, sorry, instead of being at the elbow, is actually up here. So what that does, if you swivel too far, you just reveal robot parts. So how much you want to swivel the arm, again, is up to you. And then you also get some hand swivel, but you do actually get some articulation on the hands, which I think is actually quite nice on a Voyager class figure. You don't see that too often. The legs here are on some quite weird hinges. So one, to make him kind of be able to have this motion, and then you have the hinges here where you can bring it up, bring it forward, and then kind of work it like this so it comes forward on the hinge. So you want untap it there, and then just work the leg so it's almost like a sitting position, and then you can have him as a bit of a standing gorilla. So he has different forms. His legs kind of have to go into a bit of a weird, almost crouching down motion if you look from the side, but he looks okay when he stands up. So you can have him stand up if you want, like so. He looks okay when he's stood up, but so you do get those 2 options for posability, and then you do get some articulation in his little tootsies as well, and some foot articulation from side to side. So overall, he looks okay, but like I say, he's just got some gaps going on, but it's nice that you do get quite a good range of motion from this beast mode. Accessories and play features in this mode are also shared by the bot mode as well. So the first thing you get are these little kind of wrist lasers that can come out of the side here. You just push the inside of the arm in, and then the laser will pop out, and these articulate and pivot to however you want. So he's got the little gun on the side, and again you can push it out and pull it out here. So you've got like 2 guns here for him to walk around with his gun sticking out there. And then also, if you bring the back out, pop the back out, you can then bring out the head a little and you can also pull out these kind of shoulder cannons here as well. If I just pop the head back in, and then he brings out his shoulder cannons here, so he can be kind of fully weaponized in this form as well. He also comes with 2 swords, and I have to say that actually Hasbro have done a pretty good job on these swords, because they've actually got 2 colours on it. So you got the silver for the blade, and the handle is done in a nice blue here on the twins. I think this is actually really good historically. I think what we've got with some of the Earthrise and even some of the Siege figures is just 1 colour. So the fact that they've done these as 2-tone, I'm actually really happy with. The arms articulate out, sorry, the hands articulate out, and then you can just put the swords inside the hand, and he can close his hand in on those. Don't close the lasers in though, like I have. Open up the hand again on this side, then just place that in and close his hand up, and then he can be a monkey with some swords. Yeah, monkey swords. Time now for a quick comparison, first with Earthrise Optimus Prime. So he's a damn big monkey. Damn it, that's a big monkey. So he's bigger than a truck, so definitely this is some kind of King Kong style gorilla. And next to the G2 version of Megatron from the Earthrise line, again, he's a big monkey. So this must be one of the tanks that they sent to kill King Kong, because this is one damn big monkey. So transformation time for this dude, and the first thing that we're going to do here is just put his back out like this. So just pull on the back, and then if you pull up on the head and you swivel around, and that's how you change the heads around. And at this point as well, you can just dip your finger in and get the guns out. So this will then help. Once we have everything like this, you also want to just swivel the chest plate around then, because that creates the room. So with the ape head, you just want to make sure that you kind of pull this out and swivel the ape head around so that it sits like that, and then it will just fold back in like so, and then you can bring it through, and so you can see most of the transformations actually done already. Then round the back, we can flip this section back to where it needs to be. This section here then comes round. You can stretch the legs out and fold his foot down, and then just fold this section down as well, and just unfurl the legs, put the arm pieces up, they just click into place. Just got to find the right, there we go, find the right place for them, and then they will click into place. Come around the back, swivel it round and locate this just there, and then you've got everything tidied up nicely, and then you have your Optimus Primal. So bot mode for Optimus Primal looks pretty good as well. He keeps his big ape hands. There's no difference in the hands here from the gorilla mode. The head sculpt looks really nice. Big fan of this head sculpt here, with the white around the mouth, the red for the eyes, the silver on the front, and those silver earpieces there as well. We got his guns poking out of the side, and then as we move down the figure, again, all that molded detailing kind of carries on through from the gorilla mold. And then we can also see the fully exposed robot pieces here as well, with this added chest piece here. The only challenge I would say here is just this chest piece, and the way that everything transforms does leaves a huge gap here, which you can kind of do by, you know, moving that to the back, but then you create a big gap at the front. So either way, not perfect here. There's no real way to to modify this to make it look any better, unfortunately, which is a shame, because the top half does look really good. Other than that, as we come down, lots of like detailing here on the kind of pelvic area. So we've got the silver, the blue, which is like a metallic shiny blue, which is painted, lots of molded detailing. Really like the kind of metallic blue. If you see it there, it kind of really catches the light and has these little silver accents as you go through it. The white and the red really stand out, really nice. And then I love the toe articulation here with this kind of piece that comes out as well, just to look like it has all the supports. Really, really nice. The detailing that they've gone to with this figure is absolutely beautiful. The back is a little bit of a backpack, but you know what? The back is actually really tidy on this figure as well. Lots of molded hairy detailing, if you like that kind of thing. So overall, the bot mode isn't too bad. Just a shame this area for me just spoils everything about it. It's just too gappy. Articulation on this dude is pretty good. He's got a little bit of a tilt on his head here, and then you can get a full 360 as well out of this dude as well. These guns at the top, they articulate up and down. His arms will also articulate as well out to the side and around, and you can get a full 360 there. You can move these as well down if you want, but most of the time you're going to want them up. And then at the arms, you get the kind of flex that you got with the gorilla as well. But I don't really like this flat bit here. It makes the arm just look a bit weird on the articulation. Wrist articulation, same as the gorilla, and then some nice hand articulation as well. The leg articulation and the waist, sorry. So we get a full 360 at the waist. The legs have this kind of skirt piece going on, which you can lift up so you can get a further piece of articulation there to the front and back, and then out to the side as well. I think the dude can also probably ninja kick. Yeah, he's got them big monkey feet, so he can do a nice ninja kick. Knee bend, you can get all the crazy knee bends you want out of this because of the transformation, so you can do all kinds of crazy things with the dude's leg as you want. You get some swivel. Not a full 360 here though, which is weird. I thought you get a full 360 here, but you don't, just a slight. You do get some really nice toe articulation, and what I love here is this, that the support joint here actually follows the foot around with the articulation. Probably my favorite bit about the whole character is that there. So nice from an articulation point of view. He will pose to pretty much however you want. You've just got to try and hide those gaps if you're going for photographs. Moving back onto his accessories now, and we can bring out his lovely swords to see how they look in this format. And you just put them in there and put them in one hand, and then grab the other sword and stick it in his other hand here, and then he can close his hands down so you can pose him with his double swords, and I think they look pretty good in this mode as well. Not quite as menacing as a monkey with some crazy swords, but yeah, look pretty good in this mode. So now we'll have a quick comparison with some of the other figures again. So looking at him next to Optimus Prime, and we can say he's a teensy bit smaller, and this is what I was saying about him being an odd size for a Voyager figure. I think he's a Voyager from a kind of mechanism and transformation and the amount of gimmicks they put on him, yes. From a size point of view, no. And then again, next to Voyager Megatron, here we see that he is significantly smaller than Megatron as well, which is a shame. To further show the point, I've just brought out the Deluxe Ironhide from Siege, and we can see they are exactly the same height here. So yeah, this is definitely a Voyager for the engineering on this, because there is a lot of it, don't get me wrong, rather than the size of this figure. Final thoughts on this dude, and would I recommend him? I would say, you know what, for the price point, yeah, I think he's pretty good. He falls down the same way for me as any of the Beast Wars characters does because of gaps like this that you can't really get rid of, and within the beast mode as well. Really wish for me, I know people are happy with these things, but I really wish for me they just go full trans metal on all of them and I would love it even more. But overall, good. I don't regret the purchase, but just bear in mind he ain't Voyager class, he's closer to Deluxe. Let me know your thoughts on this and everything else down in the comments, and I'll see you in my next video. Alright guys, in a bit. Peace!